I walked in.
Oh no!
And then I just locked the door and stayed in there for about 20 minutes because what was in there was like the worst thing I've ever encountered in my life. Right, so guys, welcome back to another episode of the Day Drinkers podcast, where we talk about everything but drinks. No, we do talk about we've had a little change to our schedule today. We were going to do Todd's summery cocktail, the Pimm's cocktail today, but we got told by Nate, mate, one of the guys that works at Circle Lounge, that Circle Lounge is actually 10 years old this month. I think it's only in a few weeks, so we thought we'd just share some stories about about all things Circle Lounge, the good times and the weird times as well, hopefully. So I'm joined as always by Todd Wilson, music.
Hello.
And Matty JB down from the Copper Cow.
Hello.
And Yah Boi WillE as well. So we are sponsored by the Copper Cow Takeout at the moment. So it's Friday, Saturday and Sunday, which is click and collect. Choose your time slot when you go online and order some great food. Sunday is Sunday dinners. And they also do takeout cocktails. And it wouldn't be an episode of Day Drinkers if we didn't have a drink. So I've got something very special here to kick us off, and I've got one of the Copper Cow takeout cocktails, which is the espresso tini. So I got this. You can get it in two sizes. I got the big litre one because it serves 6. Because I thought I'd have a few throughout the week because you can just bang it straight in the fridge, and it's really good because you can drink it as it is, or you can shake it. So I will show you. So you shake it a little bit to get that bit of a froth. Let's see how well the froth holds up. I think it's about 5 days later or something like that now. So we'll see.
Last week, wasn't it, Will? Last Sunday.
Last Sunday, yeah, you're right. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I finished off the Porn Star Martini that I got as well yesterday, and it was beautiful.
So how long can you keep the cocktails for then, lads?
They should last for a week, a good week.
Yeah.
So you can pour that in like that. Pour it into your shaker because you've got the right amount now.
That's it. That's what I did. And
then shake away if you would, if you've got a shaker, or even like a protein shaker, which I don't have. But because I'm not, if you can't tell, I'm not really about the games. But yeah, shakes up or not. Is this some good ASMR? And then...
Oh, that froth's come out lovely.
I think it is a good froth, yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, look at that. Perfect.
Still getting the thumbs up?
Yeah. So this has been in the fridge for a week, and it still tastes great, and it's still frothing pretty damn well as well. So,
because I know that Todd likes a Monday morning drink, I should have remembered and brought him Star Martini down.
Monday morning.
Do you know what, guys? I need a week off from the half 10 Monday drinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, go onto the website, go on to takeaway. Click your collection time slot because it is collection only on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And then order your food and drink. Happy days.
Perfect.
So today as well, we're going to be also joined by a few callers. We're going to be joined by a few callers, a few phone calls, and maybe a few Zoom people as well. And just trying to get people's different stories, etc., etc.
And
it's going to be a real Circle Lounge party.
It is. I'm already partying with that. But yeah, if we do have any kind of technical issues or anything like that, this is the first time we're adding people in, and then we'll be calling people and then trying to have them on here as well. So bear with us if it's a bit janky at first.
Yeah,
trying to make it as fresh as possible.
That's it.
Yeah, I think we've already got somebody waiting anyway, Will.
Yes. So I will add her now. So, and I'll introduce her when she gets here. I think that's the way to do it. Don't know.
You're a bit laggy, Will. A little laggy.
That's maybe. That's not good.
We'll find out.
Yeah. But so yeah, we're going to share a few stories. I'm going to ask people. Hello.
Hi.
So everybody, this is Olivia, and she is a regular at Circle Lounge. I used to be able to count on it almost every single week for her to come in and brighten up the day. And just if it was a really bad night, it is still fine because I got to chat to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And what would be the go-to cocktail, Will? What would you know that you were having as soon as you come in?
Red berry caipirinha.
Exactly. And I could never say it when I'm drunk.
Was
I
that
can't say it.
guaranteed every week?
Almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did used to do more than once a week, I think. But
Well, I didn't want to throw that in straight away, just in case how we were going with it.
Didn't want to out you.
no.
Yeah. But what have you had any like best experiences or weird experiences in Circle Lounge?
I'm not sure. I can't think of anything specific. I've got a lot of memories of Circle Lounge, but I can't remember a lot of times I go in. So I get that.
This is I think where we're going to struggle today. Like actually, people remembering what's happened.
No, the best thing about going to Circle Lounge, I'd say, is the staff. Because they always brighten up my day. Yeah, and it's nice to talk to everybody, and I think like I'm friends with everyone now, so it makes me feel very welcome.
That's nice.
But I'd say I remember once when it was Disney Week, and I went in on a weekday, and I shouldn't have done that. I drunk, I think at least one of everything on the Disney menu. Which definitely. I think I went over a few times.
Yeah, the Disney menu had loads on as well.
Yeah, it did.
I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got I got helped to the taxi by the bouncer.
Was that the
Yes,
night?
escorted sounds more threatening.
Yeah. Wait, was that the night when did you come in with your mum as well? And
she fell asleep in the corner. Yeah, she fell asleep on the sofa. I'm pretty sure it was a Thursday, so it was quite quiet.
I remember that.
So yeah, I just sat chatting and drinking a lot of Disney cocktails.
Your mum's asleep in a corner.
It was.
I've had a snooze in Circle. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's okay. Yeah.
I've definitely fallen over a lot of times.
Have you?
I always fall over.
It's a hard floor as well. You don't want to be falling over on that floor.
No. Usually by that point I don't remember. Someone has to tell me about it.
Yeah, I used to text you like the next day, didn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember doing this? I've got
shots. Oh, lovely.
It's better now. The flimsy stairs have gone that were kind of first stage. Remember those white railed stairs?
Yeah.
That was where most of the falls always used to happen.
Yeah.
I really did being in there. Could slip so easily.
Exactly.
I might be able to get some photos of the old stairs. So
and there was always the old £1 trick as well. There was the £1 coin on the floor that was glued. So you'd have people bending down before the stairs to try and pick that up.
Terrible.
I've fallen for that trick so many times.
What's one of the latest nights that you've had in Circle Lounge? Obviously, we used to be open a little bit later and licensed for a little bit later. But what can you remember being in there at a certain ridiculous time?
I think I've probably been in there till the end before till you close. But usually I'm quite a lightweight, so usually I end up having to go home before that.
We do have a tendency to just keep everyone in.
Yeah,
I don't think he's got past 4 o'clock, but yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm always drinking a lot of cocktails, so I don't last very long. It's the shots. It's Will and his shots. Every time I go in, I'm like,
It's me and my shots.
yeah, it's you. And every time, the pear sambuca, that does not do very well with me. And, a lot of chocolate eclairs. I like chocolate eclairs.
Oh yeah. They are a favourite, aren't they? And I always just throw in pear sambuca willy-nilly.
Exactly. And if no one will do a shot with me, then Will always does one.
Oh yeah, got to be done.
Yeah, got to be done.
Olivia, have you done cocktail masterclasses at Circle Lounge?
No, I've not actually done one. I don't know how that's happened, but I do want to.
Yeah, I thought like something had been booked ages ago.
I think I might have bought a voucher and then I never remembered to book it.
Fair enough.
So I paid for one and didn't do it. I don't know how that happened.
I don't have a clue.
You have to dig it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere, definitely still.
But
I want to do one.
The Disney night, you and your mum pretty much had the bar, as you say to yourselves anyway.
Exactly.
was
That's why I
okay.
like going in during the week, because you can sit and chat and you're just there on your own. It's the best way.
The only problem is you have to get up for work the next day.
Oh yeah,
It's a huge problem.
That is the most hungover I've ever been. I had to get dropped off and picked up, and I think I spent most of the time in the bathroom. But
Crikey.
Did you just bring your cubicle into the bathroom like they do on The Office?
yeah, I should have done.
The big question is, did you dress up for Disney Week, even though it was midweek? That would have been the hardcore dedication.
I don't think I did, but I love dressing up, so I should have done.
Have you done any dressing up for Circle Lounge? Have you ever been in fancy dress?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to get you in fancy dress next time.
Yeah. Definitely. I like fancy dress, so we'll have to definitely do that.
It'll probably be Halloween now. The next time we're going to be ready to do it, isn't it?
Harry Potter, just always Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter, so yeah, that's a good idea. I can't wait to come in again.
So Disney Week, out of all the theme week, is probably your favourite.
I love Disney Week and Harry Potter Week. Definitely.
Harry Potter's a really good. Harry Potter and Disney are really good because we all love it as well, and we just love it. So it's more fun for us to actually do it.
So it is very good. I enjoy it.
Well, we understand you're doing some online work or you're doing something, so we won't keep you too much longer.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't worry.
If you want to give a shout out to anybody while you're here, your drinking partner in crime.
Well, my drinking partner's usually Beth Griffin, but I come in with a lot of different people. I think.
I thought you were just going to say hi, Mum.
You can't leave your mum out. That's not fair.
Mum, get her out.
She loves Circle Lounge, so I like to bring her. I'm trying to get my boyfriend to get used to coming as well. He's been in a few times with me. It
was slow progress at first when I get into the cocktails.
Exactly, but he loves them now, and he loves the Copper Cow as well. So
that's good.
What's your boyfriend's favourite cocktail?
Mojito, a strawberry mojito, I think.
Brilliant. Took a while, but then he's getting onto the classics already. That's what we like to hear.
Exactly. You know, he does. I'm getting him used to nice food and nice cocktails. So the Copper Cow and Circle Lounge are my favourite places to take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we got you involved now.
Yeah, we'll give you that 20 quid later.
Yeah.
All nice words.
Well, no, that's amazing. Thank you very much for taking time out to come and speak to us.
It's okay. I've enjoyed it. It's been nice to see you all.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
As well. And hopefully when we get back up and running, we will see you very shortly. I know the Copper Cow just started to do online takeaways as of last week. So we're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday collections.
Yeah.
So if you are craving it, get up there and get your collection in.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that.
You can have one of these.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna come for a takeaway. Definitely. So I'll see you soon. I'm sure.
Fabulous stuff.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Olivia, for coming in.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming on, Olivia.
Lovely to see you.
See you soon,
See ya.
hopefully.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Oh, that was lovely.
Oh, that was lovely.
It's really strange because like obviously they're just customers, but like we have, if someone keeps coming in, we start to get such like a rapport with them. It is lovely.
That was the big thing for me when I started as a customer when I was 18, like coming in, was I quite often would go out to places like Circle Lounge on my own because a lot of my mates at that age just wanted to go to kind of the nightclubs or whatever. So the good thing for me was that and Olivia hit on it there, that if you went in Circle Lounge on your own, there's always somebody that you know or somebody that's willing to like have a chat with you or have a shop with you or whatever. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Circle Lounges. It all comes together as like a big dysfunctional family, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really nice seeing her. Because, as she said, it used to be like multiple times a week when she was, I think, just graduating from uni or something like that. It might have been just after her A-levels, can't remember.
No.
I like that she brought up the themed weeks because they're such a huge part of Circle Lounge culture, I think.
Yeah, I'm already scouring all the Facebook photos for the times that we're dressed up now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If lockdown carries on much further, I think we're all going to be coming to Harry Potter week as Rubius Hagrid, just with long hair and beards and.
Yeah.
Oh look, you came as Hagrid as well. No, I just hadn't had a haircut.
So Circle Lounge, like I say, started 10 years ago. The owner, Richard Jameson, and had a co-partner at the time, co-owner Bruce, which is Nathan, who currently works there now, is his uncle.
That's
Bruce
right.
Fowler.
Yeah.
So they were co-owned by them two. We did used to do food during the day, as Todd absolutely loved. I think you mentioned it in one of the podcasts before.
Did.
And we did that for a while, maybe 2-3 years, and then unfortunately they had creative differences, and Circle Lounge changed a little bit, and Richard took it on for himself, and off onwards and upwards from there.
Yeah,
really.
I mean the food was great back in the day, and that was back in the days when it used to open all day as well, from kind of like 11 onwards. So there was a lot of kind of coffee culture there, and I started going. It'll have been 8 years ago. Was my first summer kind of going in. It was the first place. It was the first place I had a legally bought drink for myself. Because of course, I didn't have a drink before I was 18. And I had, as I mentioned to Will on one of the isolation videos the other week, a Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
And if I remember rightly, I think it was former staff member Liam who made it for me. All those many years ago on my 18th birthday. But yeah, so that was 8 years ago, but I can't believe it's 10 years since it's opened. I went in a couple of times before I was 18 with like mum and dad when I was going to the theatre or whatever. But obviously I always had just like a Coke or a cranberry juice or something.
Yeah.
But I think that's another big side of it, is being next to the theatre. It's always kind of had that theatre culture kind of coming through it as well.
Yeah. I joined Circle Lounge about 9 years ago. So I think they've just gone into the first year. We're going to be their second Christmas. And I think I started in the October.
That's so crazy, is that?
And then, so Liam was there with me, and Bruce and Rich. But before I got there, there was another girl who worked there called Vicky, who was she was brilliant. But she left just before I started. And then after that, Liam left, and then Bruce, and it was just down to me and Rich, really. And then
lots of hard work over the years from you two.
Yeah,
lots and lots of hard work.
Well, I've only been there for 6 years. I say only, but like it feels like the gap in between those two is like there's like so much happened before I got there because, I mean, for a start, we didn't do food. There was no spiral staircase. I vaguely remember the spiral staircase because I came, I think, once. I think my mate Shane, who even recommended me for the job as well, he took me in there. Took me there.
Yeah, you and your brother and Shane, I think, had a night or two in there.
Yeah, I think it was fucking birthday. So I've got the little. Here's a very
staircase,
small photo of the staircase. I'll see if I can zoom in.
And the old bar as well.
So if anyone's watching, then that is what it first looked like when we went in. So there were those red panels on the front of the bar. It's not there anymore. It's all wood. There was no seating against, like, there's like a sofa on the wall up to the corner of the window now. That's not there. The spiral staircase, which is it's just tiny compared.
It was lethal. It was absolutely lethal. Yeah. You imagine girls going down that, at like 1 o'clock in the morning in high heels when drunk people have been walking up, spilling drinks and stuff. It was lethal.
I bet Matt can remember it. They were all falling down.
Yeah. We had a few little tumbles down there. Luckily, nothing fate.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah.
Luckily. But yeah, we've had some seriously nasty stuff sometimes. A few altercations on the stairs happened every now and again. When people wanted to pass each other or stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah,
there's been some little scuffles every now and again on them staircases.
Well, it's still like, even now, like the most times when people get like a little bit like irate with each other and argumentative, it's just when like people are queuing for the toilet.
Mm.
Yeah.
Look, oh no, I was here first. No, I was. And then you're like, guys, calm down. It's just a toilet.
So yeah, I think one of our bartenders, Luke, has requested to join our little chat.
Yes, in fact, this will be quite interesting because Luke joined us he fully joined us about a year ago, but we did get him like running around the carnage trying to salvage some glasses every so often, like I think starting 3 years ago, 3 years.
Wow.
Because he started as a pot wash at the Copper Cow.
He did. And I saw a little bit of a spark in him, and I thought, I'll tell you what, I'm going to steal him and take him down to Circle Lounge.
That's amazing.
Steal him. Yeah.
And we've also got Jamie Foster ready.
Hey, Luke.
So we'll introduce him first.
Lukey Boy.
Lukey Boy.
Right.
How are you?
Tired. This is the earliest I've got up ever.
Yes. So Luke at Circle Lounge is always known for just being asleep all the time. Yeah.
You can guarantee. How are you doing today, Luke? Yeah, I'm all right. Bit tired though.
Yeah. You doing all right, Luke? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I'm sure Luke's got some funny stories to tell, but I'm gonna try Jamie first because I know he's got to go somewhere shortly. So I'm gonna see if I can ring him on my computer.
Then we can do Jamie later. Or in fact, I'll add Nate now.
We've finally got him on the podcast. He's finally going awake at the right time.
So last time we tried to get Nate on the podcast, he was like, right, we're doing the podcast this time. Hello, and then it never showed. So but now we've got him. We've finally got the sort.
Here we go.
Nate, mate, and he's here.
Careful in the sunlight, Nathan. You might crumble.
Yeah.
Have you ever been up at this time before?
Not for a long time. Not for a long time.
I know how that feels.
I don't like mornings.
Nate, mate, as we call him, or his nickname is Grand Deep Fake Nate, mate. Even though the nickname's a lot longer than his actual name. He's been at Circle Lounge longer than any of us any of us combined. He's been here for over 20 years.
Yes.
And
I'm
it's
only 23.
But yeah, so Nick, if you want to get a bit of your point of view when of like Circle Lounge just starting out, and then if you've got like a favourite moment or like a weird moment that you want to share as well.
Yes, so I sort of got involved with, because my uncle was co-owner at the time. So I've seen Circle basically from a construction site, because I remember him taking us and seeing the building just before the bar got built. I think just as they were building the upper level. That's my earliest memory of it. So I've literally seen it in its bare form. Then I've just been popping in over the years, like getting to know Rick, then getting to know Matt, then obviously you joining. Then you hired me, and now you're stuck with me.
Eventually, yeah. How old were you when Circle Lounge, when it was a construction site? Because that was 2009, wasn't it, when it was being built?
Yes, so I was about, I was 12. 12.
Wow.
That's mental.
12-year-old Nate, mate.
Yeah, little Nate. But yeah, probably my favourite memory is, well, I've got a couple. There's this grumpy guy, as we call him, Will, who complains about everything.
I know what you think.
Whenever this certain customer comes in, like he complains at everything, literally everything.
It does.
So whenever we see him approaching the bar, me and Will are like, "Your turn or mine."
But I will say that, like, although he complains every time, he does come in every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't out this person anymore, otherwise he won't come in anymore.
No, but like, so one of the complaints that he had is he pulled me to the side one day, and I'd made like a little like a shot roulette thing where you'd like roll a dice, and then it shows you what shot you're gonna get, basically, of 1 to 6. And then he had such a go at me for drawing a dice wrong, because it was like there's seven digits add up to each side. And I didn't actually know that at the time. So like 6 is on one end, 1 is on the other.
Yeah.
6, 7. So it makes sense. But yeah, he just wouldn't let it go. He was like, well, it's just common sense. So I was like, just chill out, all right? Just chill out.
Taking it really seriously. I love it.
Oh yeah. But no, as much as it sounds like you wouldn't, but I actually do quite love when it comes in.
Yeah, I've got that, and obviously the chairman's Mai Tai competition night, because that was just a whole nother level. Bartending, like the energy in that bar.
Fill the listeners in a bit on the chairman's Mai Tai, then, Nick.
The chairman's Mai Tai competition. So Will entered us into this shirt. The competition Will entered us in, and we had to put a twist on a Mai Tai cocktail. So we infused our own like rums, Unfalernum, all stuff like that. And we got through to the finals down in London. But the time it happened was Will was on holiday in Spain, he had to fly back over for it. And that left me to bring everything down to London. So all the rums, all the pressure-infused meringue, literally everything. So I met him in Shoreditch outside of the wrong London cocktail club.
Yeah, it was the wrong one.
And
that's amazing.
Like, I had 2 massive suitcases, really heavy. He just like skips up, like, "You're right, mate." I was like, "Grab a suitcase."
I remember Will coming on to my old radio show to kind of get some support, because it was a lot of it was based around like the social media, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. The first stage of it is pretty much like just a social media competition of how much how widespread you can get, which is for a non-mainstream rum company is just probably the cleverest thing you can do. and then the second and final stage is all the 5 people that the top 5 just competed in an actual bar and similar kind of setting as you'd be used to.
Amazing.
But yeah, which is right funny because the first time we were just out of the catchment. It was like 3. We were I think we came second in the north of England, and the first people came first in the north of England went into the finals. But then the second year, when we got through to the finals, I was still kind of not expecting it, even though it was like a lot of hard work. They just I got a call and just said, I haven't even got like some of your sales, but you just won the entire thing. Like you just completely smashed it. So I absolutely over the moon for that. It was mental.
Well, we're the new standard, aren't we, for social media levels?
They did say stuff like that. We did get we were the highest that they've ever had in posts.
Everywhere, wasn't it?
All that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's such an amazing feat to you guys, and I remember all the hard work that you kind of put into it, and seeing the videos and stuff just constantly, and that's what it's all about. And it's about getting that, in this day and age, getting that name out there in as many different ways as you can.
Yeah, the first year was really special though, because it was Nate just joined us full time, like I think halfway through into the competition, so 2018.
Yes, so it was just after I finished uni. I came back, so first couple of months I was just doing Friday, Saturdays, and then I eventually got moved on to the rest of the week. So I was at the back end of the first competition.
Yes, so like that first year, it was literally I went into it completely blind, and I was really no idea what to expect from it. But then the second year, I had like a month before, it was like I already had everything planned out, everything, and we had all the
rum summer.
Yeah, we made a whole thing of it. So we disguised like a theme week of like a tiki bar, like to upsell it all, and it really good. I couldn't have done it all without you and the lad Graham at the time, because we had because just all the videos that we managed to smash out as well. It really helped. But yeah. We'll take a quick break from Nate, mate, and we'll get on to Luke in a second. But we do have another OG regular that used to work next door at the theatre next door at the theatre, at the Victoria Theatre or the Civic Theatre, depending on what you know it as. And used to come in. When I say regular, it was very regular. It's Jamie. So, and
if you want to enable her screen sharing, I will get that up for you.
Oh, sorry, have I not done that yet?
I was saying Jamie is he's like the definition of the regular. There were many times in my early years where I was in there where Jamie wasn't dropping in after work or coffee on his way to work. Or
I've let you screen share now. There you go.
Lovely.
So yeah, like Jamie, like he was either like he was. I used to think, when did Jamie eat? Because he used to be there during the day having a cup of tea, and then he used to go to the theatre, do his shift, come out, and then have beers until whatever time in the morning. And I was thinking, I always thought like.
Can everybody hear that ringing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I thought Cleo had got by the microphone again.
Oh.
Hello.
Can we hear Jamie? Yes.
I can.
Hello.
Oh yes.
Oh.
If you click on that, turn on video.
You well, no, it's on Facebook, innit, Jamie?
Right.
Have you got a camera there, Jamie? Do you want to appear on film, or are you happy without?
Well, I'm on my phone, so let's see if that works.
Yeah, let's have a look. Hey! Oh.
Hey!
Yay!
Wow!
Excellent. Hey.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh, ace. Well, it's a shame you can't see the others as well because you're not on Zoom.
Tell them I say hi, and we all say hi.
Yeah.
We all say hi.
Yeah, there's Will, there's Todd, there's Nathan. So
Awesome.
basically, Circle Lounge is 10 years old. You were there at the start, pretty much. You and all the theatre boys used to come in. So have you got any funny stories,
Yes.
any memories?
I think there's the lots of memories, most of which I don't remember.
Nice, yeah.
God, where to begin? Vague memories of trying to drink my way through the entire menu.
You did
that
quite
ended
well.
I think at one point I had my until I ended up with the kind of like Ben, who's obviously the boss at the time, in a headlock, telling him I loved him and falling on the floor. It's kind of standard.
We've got a video of you on our Circle Lounge Facebook doing the ice bucket challenge outside at like 11 p.m.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Can
yeah.
we set the confetti off?
When the ice bucket challenge was a thing.
So I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's so much. I mean, I was in there so many times. It was like literally, if I was in town and you were open, why not? I'll pop in for one.
I think Todd literally just made
one.
that point. We were like, yeah, we're just like the proper regular. I was like, if we were just in it, and say hello. You even have your own stein at Circle Lounge, Jamie.
I was just going to ask, did he ever qualify for his own stein?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was I not the first one to do that? It kind of just, I don't know how that kind of happened when we got to, like, how many have you had? It's like, quite a lot, and it's like, what happens if I get to 100? Right, we'll engrave you a stein, right? Challenge
accepted. Yeah, I think
accepted.
you were the first person to have your own stein.
So, yeah.
4 hours later, he had it.
It's 100 steins you needed to have.
And then Jamie's cocktail of choice, it always varied.
The
you remember making him what?
The lychini all the time. It changed every week, but it was still the favourite every single time.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I've got to say as well, it was it's because of the Circle Lounge that I kind of lost my aversion to gin. Because I remember in the early days, I hated gin. Like this taste of it, the smell of it. And I remember Rick sitting me down and he goes, no, there's gin and there's gin. And so there were little glasses, little shot glasses, and he's like, yeah, one of them's like, I think it was like the stuff that everywhere sells, and then you had like Tanqueray, Hennessy, Tanqueray 10, and he says, you will taste whatever, I think it's Bombay Sack. He says, you'll know exactly which one it is, I guarantee it, and it was right. And so yeah, martinis became another favourite.
We used to have a phrase, Jamie, after you've had like 2 or 3 cocktails, and we were trying to think of it all morning, and it finally came to me, and there'd be a point in the night where we'd say, Jamie has turned.
Yeah.
Because one minute you'd be absolutely fine, and then the next minute you'd be talking all kinds of waffle.
It was like proper split second. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of like, I think that was kind of like one of the issues. It was like, have one, yeah, I feel fine. Have another, yeah, I feel fine. And you get to a certain point, and then it would just be like, well, I'm drunk now, I might as well carry on, In for a penny, in for a pound.
There were many a late night with you and Doogie and Ben and like Kirsten and all regulars like that. They just used to just stick around and would just like clean around you and then like boot you out.
Yeah, some ridiculous time as the sun was rising the following morning.
It did used to be rising.
So one thing I didn't drink a huge amount of was wine, and at the moment I'm working in a massive warehouse that does online wine sales.
Yeah, you did. It used to get to the end. This is probably when you turned.
Well,
used to
the
be
occasional,
it was like,
bottle.
yeah, it was like that. It was really strange because you'd go through the night and then you'd be like, it gets to a point really late on in the night and you'd turn and then you'd be like, I think I'll just finish off with a bottle of red.
Yeah, not a glass, a bottle, you know.
Yeah, well, always a bottle, wasn't it? Always.
Well,
So
it's cheaper, isn't it?
That's true.
plus, you know, I mean, wine's one of them things that, you know, once you've opened it, you know, it has a shelf life once it's opened. So
That's it. Yeah.
you know,
It's not like it's not like we've got hundreds of other customers to sell it to, and Jamie.
Well, you know, but we're towards the end of the night, aren't we? You know, usually. So
We were saying as well, like we used to give you, like you and like Emily Chappell and a few other regulars, like lifts home because you'd literally be leaving at the same time as us.
Yeah.
So we just used to so quite
Yeah.
often.
I remember one night in particular was we were giving Jamie a lift home. This was before I could drive. So Matt, we were all in your car, and we got to Jamie's house. And you had a flat tyre, Matt. You literally got a flat tyre there and then. So we got a torch out. Jamie went under the car and it was jacked up and changed tyre.
Oh, I do remember that, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I remember that because Jen was in the car as well, and she's like, "You've got a flat, Matt, and it's this tyre." And you're like, "Well, yeah, are you sure? Are you sure?" So it's like, "It's that tyre
she
there.
knew,
It's gone
didn't she?
flat."
Yeah.
And like, yeah, sure enough, we got out. She knew it, you know. And then trying to get the wheel nuts off as well. My God, they were
Yeah,
tough.
they were well on there, weren't
They were.
So yeah. Do you miss us, Jamie?
I do. I miss Halifax. It's like very. You don't kind of realise it, but like the town in particular, it's a very pretty town. You know, all the buildings and the architecture. You know, there's not a lot of that around here. It's all kind of warehouses, kind of. You know, standard brick houses. You know, it's kind of weird. It doesn't really seem like it has a soul.
It's nice to see you there. It's really good to see you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and hopefully when you get chance and you get time to come up, and when we're open again, and we'll all have a big party, and
Big
we'll have
knees
a
up.
old school drop you off at home night.
What, back in Rushworth?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be it. That's it. That'll be a hell of a drive. Yeah. I mean, that should be easier now because I passed my driving test.
Oh, nice! Because you did have a
Hey.
motorbike.
Congratulations.
I did. And having a motorbike was like driving around because obviously all the roads around here, they're like big dual carriageways, but because there's so much logistics and warehousing, it's just trucks, like big trailers, trucks, and yeah, it was kind of getting scary at times. So, especially as you kind of come up to like roundabouts, and you realise that where all the trucks have stood, there's just patches of oil and diesel all over them. So you go to a roundabout and you just kind of carry on, like, I hope I stop before I kind of.
Do you want to finish off on like a favourite story or a favourite memory or anything, mate, or any shout-outs that you want to do?
I have one of Jamie. Sorry to interrupt.
Shout-outs everywhere. There's so many. I mean, you know, it's been a while. Obviously, you've got Ollie, Tusco, Jono.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people that I kind of, you know, you really miss for a long time. And a favourite story. There was the random night when some rather pretty girl decided that I looked like Tom Hardy.
No, I know this.
And just before I even realised, literally just like I'm up against the wall with a tongue down my throat. I was like, what the? So you just kind of got to that point where it's like Tom Hardy of all people. I mean, it's like, and the weird thing is that's happened again since. There's only one place kind of around here that's kind of worth drinking in.
Is it called
even if it is a half-hour drive away. No, it's a place called the King Billy Rock Bar. So it's kind of a bit of a biker bar. So always fun when the Hells Angels turn up for a few beers. They have some great bands on there as well. You know, it's and a great crowd. And I've had it. Yeah, that was a fun night, and it was like just getting dragged, trying to go to the collie, but obviously not getting let in, and then trying to like, right, okay, let's get a taxi. And I was just like looking at the taxi driver, trying to coax out of her where she lived. It's like, right, we're going there first, mate. We're going there first. Kick her out of the taxi. Right, go home. Right.
I do have one really good story with Jamie, and it were a night where they'd all come in, all three lads had come in, blah blah blah, and Jamie gets chatting to this girl, and decides to elope with this girl out of Circle Lounge, and obviously he kind of pulled in front of his mates. So I think like Ben Smith and Scott and me and whoever else were working, they were like, yeah, woo, yeah, and all the Circle Lounge joined in. So like everyone was cheering him as he went. But this is the best bit. He went and left for like 10, 15 minutes and then came back with her. So they're like, you know, obviously just being like, I don't know, making out in like the alleyway, you know, whatever. And they'd come back in. And so they'd had a few more drinks in Circle Lounge. And then they decided to leave again. But this time, someone else who was unrelated to the party started cheering when you walked out. So it was like, yeah, woo, yeah. And everybody again joined in, and you had like a standing ovation going out second time. It was so fun. That's
amazing.
Oh, crazy.
That's just come back to me as that.
I love the fact we had a chain under one of the seats that led into the basement of the Vic.
Oh, that was a lifesaver. Like when you were doing the overnight turnarounds with all the chairs, and you were just like chair after chair stacking them up, and all of a sudden you look round and there was just this little piece of string coming down from the like the ceiling above us with like a can of energy drink on it. We're like, thank you.
Until we found a snowman that had like hung himself.
Yeah, I never. It was one of the random decorations that we got kind of like, we'll send one back up for you, you know, send you a present.
Funny. Well, it's been lovely to talk to you, Jamie.
It's been great.
Indeed, and hopefully, you know, once the apocalypse is over, we'll back open and back in business, and I'll be able to get up and
definitely.
Yeah.
It's changed a little bit since last time you were there, mate, but I'm sure it'll be
exactly the same.
I'm sure it'll be really good.
Yeah, great to see you.
It'll be another, as became apparently my catchphrase was best night ever. Right, every time that I go into the Vic after being there, and it was like best night ever, and I'm like,
lovely. Yeah, okay. Well, nice to see you, mate.
Kind of became a bit of a.
See you, pal.
Nice to see you too, man.
Bye.
Catch you later.
I can't believe I'm doing this at this time.
Oh, I missed it.
So there you go. I love how I brought some swim shorts. That was a proper blast from the past as well.
Yeah, he hasn't been around for a couple of years now, Jamie.
Even longer.
Yeah, it was just
before uni, I think.
Just so lovely to see him though and catch up with him, and yeah, he's got those old school stories that kind of are the Circle Lounge of old. It's states
like the mischievous ones.
Stories. Yeah, the mischief was allowed.
Yeah. I remember one story about Jamie where like and. We used to say this for ages afterwards, me and Matt, like all the time, because Jamie was at the bar and he'd turned by this point. It was very late in the night, completely turned. And there was another guy in the bar also, and he had also completely turned. And they were just kind of like, they were like stood next to each other in the bar. I think there was maybe only one or two other people left at this time because we'd already closed. And then like some weird thing happened where we couldn't understand this man that we didn't know, and we also couldn't understand Jamie. So they were both just gobbledygook was coming out of their mouths, but then they understood each other, and they had and they'd made what we know as their own language now.
No.
So and then this guy that we don't know was like, "Can I have another drink?" And we were like, "No, we're closed." So then Jamie had to just like take him to one side and go, "Yeah, look." And this is actually what came out of his mouth. So to just to set the scene, like there's an expensive brandy called Louis 13 or Louis Trey in French, and it's really really expensive, about two grand a bottle, that kind of thing, something like that. And so he takes this guy aside and goes, "Look, Louis Trey, bar's closed." And then they both just walked out of the bar. I don't understand why. So
I'm sure there was something else in there as well, like Louis Trey, bar's closed.
I've heard you do that. I've heard you do that impression, and never knew it was Jamie that was the start of it.
So then every time after that, like recently after that, the bar would be closed, and we're like, "No, Louis Trey, bar's closed." Yeah,
that's amazing.
A really good one. But yes, we had Luke joining us earlier. That we got sidetracked because Jamie had stuff to do. But Lukey Boy is here, and he is one of our newest recruits. But I say newest, he has been with us full time for about it's probably about a year now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about a year and about 3 weeks, I think.
No, missed the birthday, but well, it's all right. We're having a party now. But you did also you did part-time work for us, like even like 3 years ago. While you were pot washing for Cop Cow.
Yeah, about December. I started in October at Copper Cow, and on the December I came down and helped out at the Circle.
So
on a theatre night.
What was your first impression of Circle Lounge? So you're used to pot washing in a kitchen. There's no kind of customers around. You go down to Circle Lounge. You're only, I think you were still 17, and what's that like?
It was awesome. It was brilliant. I think since then I've just wanted to be a bar ever since then. Just the energy and everything that you guys were doing, even though I was just glass collecting, but the energy you guys had and like the charisma, I just wanted to be able to do that basically. It was
Go on, Luke, sorry.
It was just brilliant. I loved it. Them 2 nights, because there were 2 theatre nights that were on, and they were busy, but it was just awesome, the energy that went around and stuff like that.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
Because there were me, Matt, and Richard, who, well, pretty much me, organised all the staff interviews for the Copper Cow. And he was like the shyest guy you've ever seen. And like up until probably 2 or 3 months into Circle Lounge work is when he actually started coming out of his shell a bit more and stuff like that. And it's what it does to you, the Circle Lounge, because it's such an intimate little space. Like you can't not be.
Yeah, you can't get away from people.
You can't not have a personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a lot more confident now, I'd say, definitely.
Yeah, completely. It's like me and Matt and Nate have like seen you grow into a human being.
You're a real boy now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you got a favourite thing from Circle Lounge that since you've been there, or anything? So
I'm not really sure if it counts, but just the Scotland trip. I've got to say, I just the entire thing from start to finish. It was just brilliant. Just going around the distillery and then going out and getting smashed and trying to play a game of pool.
Yeah, it was fantastic with that.
Yeah. Then Matt going like, have you seen 2 Coke cans stacked on top of each other? Awesome chat.
Trying to get you to chat up the the hotel receptionist.
Yeah, it was just that was just brilliant. I loved it. It was brilliant.
Is it brilliant?
Yeah.
So yeah,
One of our staff trips.
so what Todd, you were talking earlier about some of the fancy dress that we've done over the years, and I've got
man.
I've got like probably like a greatest hits of all the fancy dress.
Oh, God.
So I
So
couldn't
excited to see these.
I couldn't find like everything that we've done, so a few might have got lost in time and space, but you'll get the idea. So we've got first one that we've got is when it was like Rock Week, and it was Kiss.
Oh yes.
So you've got you've got Star Child. Matt, you know the names on it. Star Child, the cat. Which one's this one? Well, who's Frank?
I don't know what the name for it is.
No.
I always
Google.
forget. But
I would Gene Simmons.
yeah,
That doesn't even look like you, Will, on that picture.
Really?
No, it took me ages to realise it was you.
So
There's a really good
Matt in the
team
middle,
photo.
and he looks. I always think this, but he looks so good as Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's.
Smashing it there.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Franklin at the back?
That's right.
Frank.
Yeah.
And then what have we got here? We've got another one. Oh, this is so we always do Harry Potter, and there's been many iterations of like our fancy dress. So like this is me as like Voldemort, because we had a charity head shave at the start of that month actually.
No, it was October. It was October, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So this,
it's because of the photo.
So the start of it does say November on it. 2016. Wow. So I thought, well, Voldemort's bald. We can just go as that. And then, there's my old housemate pulling his own Stein after he got it.
Completed his challenge.
So what else have we got? I think that was the first year that we did Harry Potter. So that's about 5 years ago now. I've always been like Slytherin of some kind. Oh wait, no, I tell a lie, because the next one I think.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
I absolutely love that one.
That's the best one.
Oh god.
So that year I tried. This is the year after I surveyed. I've got like a bald cap on. And I tried to go as Dobby, Dobby the house elf.
That's incredible.
But I've always been really tactical with my fancy dress, because it gets absolutely boiling in circle, and so I'm like, right, how little can I wear and pass it off as fancy dress? What have we got?
Not last year's. You were boiling.
What did I dress as last year?
Sirius Black.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
You had that awful wig on.
Oh, I hated it. I hated it. There's
John Bond, John.
So we were talking about regulars, but Jono. This is Jono, but he is probably the most regular of all regulars that have ever been at Circle Lounge.
Yeah.
He used to just be at the end of the bar, and he came in one day like just with a girl from his work, and they stayed in, and then he just kind of kept bobbing in, and then more and more often, and then every day, and then all day every day, until like we learnt like Jono's story, and we started like just inviting him on like all like kind of mountain walks that we do, and he just became like a really, really good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen him like from just grow into a well-rounded person.
Lovely.
Yeah,
When was that? That was 2015. So that's bloody hell. So we've known John all 5 years. Well, probably more because that was his 100th Stein.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've been worried if he did 100 signs of vodka and coke in a night.
maybe 6 years.
Yeah, so he doesn't like lager at all. So his Stein choice to get 100 and get his own engraved Stein was just vodka and coke. Which let me tell you, there's a lot of vodka in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a lot of vodka in 2 pints. And there's a nice photo of the current team at Circle Lounge.
Oh,
That's a great photo.
Yeah. But there's like we're running a little bit out of time, but there's loads of stuff that's happened.
Have you seen did you see the comment on that?
No.
Go back.
Oh, I can't.
Oh,
it
was one of them was Merry Christmas Boys, and the other one was Hey Lukey Boy, big dick.
So yeah, there's a few other things that I like jotted down that were like things that have come and gone through the years. So on like mostly on like a weekday, so like Wednesday, Thursday, we used to after work we'd be like, right, let's go upstairs because we've got a giant TV, and then we put a DVD on, and then just watch a film after shift, and then go home because it wasn't apparently like 2 o'clock wasn't late enough. You've got to watch a film first and then go home.
With a Crunchies meal deal.
And then the Crunchies meal deals came along. So it was kind of with our doorman at the time, Steve, who was the best doorman that we've ever had to date. Really good friend of ours because you were there for about 5.5 years.
I thought it was less than that.
Something like that, yeah. And so we used to have the challenge of the Crunchies meal deal, and you get 3 people, and then it's £15, and with that you get 6 chicken wings, 6 chicken pieces, 3 bags of fries, an extra large pizza, and two chicken burgers, and you've got to do it. And it was always a challenge. Bottle of Coke, yeah. And then because we started doing it so much, they used to say, oh, yeah, they threw in, there's a garlic bread as well. So it added to the challenge then.
Wait, so did you have to do this as a group, or did you have to do this individually?
3 people had to do it as a group, yeah.
All right, okay.
And everyone had the different roles. So, like, I was really good at putting away the pizza. Steve was really good at putting away the burgers. And Matt was always the guy who just eats the chicken.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of tactics involved with it because you couldn't let the chips go cold, otherwise you don't want them. The same with the chicken because otherwise it goes gross. There was a lot of team talk for it.
Jen was good at the pizza. She could polish off a pizza.
Yeah, true.
Really?
Yeah. Like a big one as
well. She was so tiny, like an extra large pizza. That sounds like a challenge.
Oh, she'd do it, no problem.
The only caveat of it, though, was that you had to order pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you have to order it?
She wanted to eat ours.
Oh, right. Oh, God, with you. Because of her, right, with you.
Yeah.
I thought you meant that was like the Crunchies part of the deal. Like, they insisted you have to have
Yeah.
And I was like, that's evil. That's like pure evil.
Yeah.
You can have this amazing deal, but only with pineapple.
Yeah. That's it. That's just to add to the challenge even more. But yeah, as well as having a charity head shave, how much did we end up raising when I think we got 11 people to shave heads.
No, 14, and it was just shy of $5,000 by the time we'd finished.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was such a lovely night as well.
Yeah, because it were it's weird because my uncle were diagnosed terminal at that point, and he passed away, I think, literally 2 weeks after. And then mum were already diagnosed with cancer, but not terminal. So we just did it as a bit of like a joint family friends thing, and yeah, there were loads of us. It was great.
Yeah, everyone pulled out all the stops for it, didn't they?
Yeah, and that was like a Wednesday as well, so Bar were rammed.
Yeah, well, we're good.
I'd just gone to uni. It was my first year of uni, and I popped back home to get some more stuff. And I popped into Circle, and Matt went, "Are you doing out next week?" No. Want to do a head shave? Yeah, why not?
Nate liked it so much that he just kept up with it.
Yeah.
So, going back though, which is good.
We had a regular that did it as well, and she had long hair to probably about there, long dark hair, and just straight off. It was.
She
great.
really suited it though as well.
You really did, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think it's like one of like the first photos on my phone.
Is it? It was a great night, and I remember Shane and Carl played music.
Really emotional stuff as well.
Yeah.
I
remember watching it. It was just a lovely, lovely night, and it was such like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
It was such a great like Circle Lounge community night. Like there was so much love in the place and stuff. It was great.
Yeah,
it was a really lovely night.
We've even like I even did a 24-hour gaming marathon there with me and 6 other people as well. And it for us all to bring our own PCs and set up in Circle Lounge, there wasn't much room left, to be honest. And 24 hours there was an experience. But it's like everything has happened there at some point or another.
You've done it twice, haven't you? You've done it twice.
Yeah.
I've always rocked up on the morning afterwards. I'm like, all right, and they're like,
Will, you did another gaming marathon as well, didn't you? Outside the Circle, and he starts off so hopeful and full of energy, and by the end he's just like,
24 hours. It doesn't seem like a lot, and we've probably done like almost that amount in work time anyway. But like, once you like make a challenge out of it, and you've got to stare at a screen for 24 hours, it just becomes like really taxing. It's so strange.
How strict were you on like breaks or like toilet breaks or things like that? Were you?
Oh, whenever and where, wherever.
Yeah.
You just couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah. That's hard though. It's strain on the eyes.
Yeah, it was, to be honest. I should have really worn them weird glasses. But Todd, have you got like a favourite or most notable time of Circle Lounge?
I have, and it's a really old one. So my mum and dad live abroad, and my mum moved at the end of my final school year, so I was 18, and she had like a farewell party in Circle Lounge. So like loads of people turned up to say bye to her and stuff. And everybody was like really sympathetic with me because it's like, oh, your mum's moving away and da-da-da. So at that time, my drink of choice was JD and Coke, and everyone was making me JDs and Cokes, but Richard was serving them. So Richard, being like the big brother to me, was like pouring like triples. And then I remember on that night, I'd seen people down in steins, like drinking these massive steins of lager. And I said to Matt, oh, what's the fastest anyone's ever downed a stein of lager? And I had a real name for myself at school for like downing pints of Guinness, or like John Smith's, and I could do it really easily. So I was like, yeah, I could do this, no bother. And Matt was like, oh, it's like 1 minute 20 or something. And probably just made up the number. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I tried to do it. And I had like that much left. And it had been like 2 minutes. And I just felt so ill from all the bubbles. So I threw up a lot of that and then fell asleep on the little bench under the window. And people kept, and I can still remember, like, I think it was my godbrother and his mate, like, putting the jackets on me while I was throwing up and having a full-on conversation, just like literally just standing over me, making sure I didn't die. And that was back when the bouncer was a guy called Josh, who was just like massive. 8 foot tall, built like the proverbial brick, you know what. And he'd put all the chairs away, and I wanted to sit down on a chair outside, And I went to get a chair out, and he said, "No, Todd, I've put them away." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's me, Josh, innit?" So I got this chair, and this hand just went on my arm to stop me. And I've never felt anything as powerful as that hand, that leather gloved hand on my arm. And from that day onwards, I've never assumed that I've got any right to anything in a bar ever again. Because I've never been more scared for my life.
Yeah, Josh were a machine.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And you always used to see them, like, if there was a scuffle, obviously Circle Lounge was in like a triangle with what was Jumping Jack Chicago's, what is now McFly's and Maggie's, and what is now Attic that was Liquid and Coliseum. And there'd be like a scuffle that occurred near the taxis or whatever, and all the bouncers would like come from all three places, and they'd all be pulling on their gloves to go and sort things out. And it was like watching all like the mafia families like come together for a meeting. It was terrifying.
I mean, Josh rarely got involved with anything, but when he did, like, it was very good at not hitting people, but he could just throw people.
Yeah, he'd restrain them more than anything, just like kind of hold people back from fights as well, you know.
Yeah,
he knew how to hold himself well, and he was always so smartly dressed as well. For Circle Lounge, and he was always such a gentleman for the ladies and stuff. But yeah, you always felt safe around him and stuff. You know, you knew nothing was going to happen.
I do have an update for the quickest someone's drank a stein, though, Todd. If you want to know.
Yeah, I do.
So the quickest, in fact, the record was broken twice by the same guy in one night. So
Wayne Beverly.
Wow.
What's that?
Is it Wayne Beverly?
I don't know, to be honest.
No.
No, I don't know who he is, but he was like, "Out, like, what's the quickest?" And we're like, "Yeah, 1 minute 20, something like that." He was like, "Oh, easy." So he got this stein, and he downed it, 11 seconds.
What?
And then he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy with it. So because he had to stop like halfway through, and so then he came back and was like, "Right, I'll do it again." 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
It's the bubbles. I can't do the bubbles at all.
It's like Leon, one of the chefs at the restaurant. He is incredible. He can just down like 2 pints of fizzy Fanta in no time at all.
Don't get me started with Leon in the bar. Do not get me started with him.
2 years, isn't it?
So 2 years Eve, obviously, it's the Copper Cow party. Circle Lounge. We join in with the drinking. But Leon was on White Russians all night. I even said at one point, no more. But Rick was like, "Oh no, serve a bit." I was like, all right. The next thing I knew, I just heard from upstairs.
Oh, no.
Ran up, and you know that scene in Team America where it's just like a massive pool. It was like that, and I just sort of looked at him like, get out. So I'm going. You are.
Never lived it down either.
No. The smell though. Oh.
Matt, do you have a most notable moment at Circle Lounge?
There's just so many for me.
So many, yeah.
Yeah, there is so many for me. Without incriminating myself as well. One memory that always is always really nice is I remember after the first shift that you worked, Will, where it was just me and you, and I said, "Go on, you can put some music on the Spotify playlist while we're cleaning down." And first song that you chose was "You Got a Friend in Me" from Toy Story.
Really?
Yeah. It's always stuck in my head. That I don't know why. But that's the first song that you picked and came on.
Oh, you little cuties.
I know, I am a cutie.
And look where we are all these years later.
Wow.
That's it. So that's a memory that stuck. And then we've had, well, not us personally, but like the bar has had like so many soda fights and so many wet t-shirt parties that were never meant to have happened.
Yeah.
Did you have Nerf gun fights as well?
Oh God, yeah, the Nerf gun
we had
fights.
Nerf wars. Obviously, well, Circle Lounge is where I met my Laura, who we're currently engaged and waiting to get married. So I met Laura in there, which is a memorable night, which is nice.
She hasn't crawled past this morning. I'm a bit gutted.
No, she's at work today. She's back at school teaching. Yeah, so she's not she's not sneaking past today.
Bless her.
So apart from that, we've had so many good trips. We had the number 3 gin distillery trip, which was amazing. There were me, Nathan, Will, and Paddy, and we worked with number 3 gin for like November and Christmas time, and we had to sell X amount of bottles, and we'd like maybe win a chance to go down to London and that. And there were I think there were 5 other bars, weren't there, up north?
Yeah.
And as per usual, we just got right behind it, absolutely smashed it. And there were us and a bar from Leeds that went down, weren't there?
Yeah.
Is it Sky Bar?
Just 2 bars.
The Sky Bar, yeah. And it was just hilarious. And we ended up like missing the last tube home, so we then had to get an Uber, and we ended up in a casino. And there was at some point a guy on the tube station with one of them giant AT-ATs.
Yeah.
So that were a random trip, but that were a good trip, and we were all suited and booted, all suits on and ties, and that were a good trip. That was one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Never forgive you for taking me up Sushi Samba.
Oh yeah, and then we made Nate have a proper full-on panic attack because we took him up a really high building.
It was the best.
Like 40 floors up.
That's not that high, Nathan.
It's for me.
The elevator, the elevator is on the outside of the building and it's glass.
They made me go up a mountain in a blizzard, and then Jacob went halfway down the side of the mountain to get a glove back.
Oh yeah, what an idiot for a glove. It wasn't even both gloves. It was just a glove.
I would have cried if I wasn't so distraught from climbing the mountain.
Yeah, we've had some good trips. I just like it all. I love all the trips. I love the bonding. I love the memories. It's all good. What about you, Will? Any favourites in there?
Just there's a lot of things, and a lot of things that we have kind of just said. Like it's mostly like all of the ones where you feel like a sense of like solidarity with either people that you're working with or just the customers as well. There's been plenty of times where I've had like a singing match with people on the other side of the bar. So it's like call and response. So it's like me and then them, and like the one that sticks in my mind the most is when we were doing like my humps. So it was like me and then some girls in the corner, and then me and then them, and it was
That's it
to finish. And then there's just been like some really like gross times as well. So like I was normally like the person for a long time that just like was the only person that could deal with like sick or anything like that. When Matt went to the Copper Cow, but like even before then, I remember there was one night, and it was like there was 2 people left, one of which was Jamie actually. I remember that. And then there was both 2 customers left, Jamie, and then there was a girl in as well, and she was smashed as well. And we were just about to go, ready to go, and she'd been in the toilet for a while, and then came out. Was like, right, let's go. And Matt said to me, just double check in ladies, mate, because she was in there for a while. I was like, right, yeah, okay. And I walked in.
Oh no.
And then I just locked the door and stayed in there for about 20 minutes because what was in there was like the worst thing I've ever encountered in my life. It was just out of both ends simultaneously. It must have been, and then
oh my god,
in a drunken haze, must have like tried to clean it up herself, and so it was just like everywhere, like on the walls, everything just around, and like
it was everywhere.
I just remember like the smell just like was like permeated like so badly.
Have you ever seen the Eddie Murphy film Daddy Daycare?
Yeah, yes. It was like that.
The scene where the little kid comes out and he goes, "I missed." What do you mean you missed? I missed, and then he walks in, and the way he just looks around the room.
Honestly,
that's all I'm imagining right now.
And like even and then like if there was a Matt, do you remember what Jamie said?
Well, I know he asked for a towel because she must have had some stuff left on her arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
So then Jamie wiped this stuff off her arm, and then gave me the towel back, and I was like, bin.
bin, burn, anything. But yeah, so that's always like a story
very
that kind of
memorable.
like trumps it. But even on like I think it was my first. I used to be known as Wet Willie for a long time because I just used to like flood the bar with like lots of stuff. Like I flooded it with like a tap once. I was trying to like do a line clean on the first Saturday shift. I tried to take a bin bag out back in the day when we didn't have a slot bucket for whatever reason. So like all the liquids just went in a bin. So I picked up this bin and it just pissed everywhere, and then just went throughout the entire place. And then there's loads of stuff like that, and I mean,
one of my favourite memories of Will is the Billy Elliot cast once came in, and one of the dancers wanted to get everybody back for a pool party at one of their places that they were staying. And me and Will were like, yeah, maybe, yeah. But the dancer that asked Will to go back was playing the male pianist. And he were a big lad, wasn't he, to be fair? And they were like, yeah, I think you should all come back to our house and do a pool party, and we'll all like have a swim, and it'll be fantastic. And this is like 3 a.m.
Those are like one person.
Yeah. And Will goes, I would, but I don't think my girlfriend would really appreciate that. And he goes, well, I don't believe that for a second.
And I always had just images after that of me being in some sort of nightmare, me being in this pool, and then I just trying to like swim away really quick while there's like this like shark fin.
A real camp shark.
Yeah.
Like the shark on Family Guy.
Yeah, that's it.
In the kitchen, but I shouldn't. I had 3 kids last week, and I'm supposed to be on a diet.
Yeah.
That was
But yeah, it's been really nice to get everyone in and get like regulars on and old regulars to share their story and just reminisce and bring back some nostalgic memories. So here's to another 10 years after we get reopened. Isn't it funny?
Congratulations, boys.
Yeah, we almost made it 10 years, but we're not open at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that concludes it for this week. And next week we'll be back to the scheduled episode of Todd and his summer Pimm's cocktail. But just before we go,
I need to learn how to make the perfect one.
Oh, I'll let you know, mate. Don't worry. But just before we go, I'll just a quick word from our sponsor again, which is the Copper Cow Takeaway. And I'm fancying another espresso martini because apart from food, they do some really nice takeout cocktails as well. So you can just shake this up, and this is a week old now because it keeps very nicely. Does the espresso martini, so you can pour that in for just to see how much you're having. Leave a bit of room for some froth.
That's it. But you can, if you don't even have a shaker, just give it a really good shake in the bottle and pour it in.
That's right. Or even a protein shaker if you've got it.
Yep.
I know they're a lot more common. And then shake it as you would normally, if you're not just drinking it straight out of the bottle. And then it just makes a perfect. I'll just give it a quick shake just to show you all. And then you can see.
Beautiful.
Get your order. Get them orders in.
Get your own because you're not in mine.
Yeah.
And there you go. So yeah, go on, if you want to order anything like this, all the food. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go onto the website, Copper Cow website. Go on to takeaway. You pick a time slot because it's collection only, and order your food and drink.
That's it. Nice and simple. Click and collect. It's all signposted inside as well. It's all got the 2 meter distancing spaced out. It's really simple. We've got a bit of a car park area where you can sit and wait. So yeah, plenty of notices around and stuff. It's all well managed.
Well, yeah. Cheers, Niall.
Yeah. Cheers, Niall.
Cheers.
Where everybody knows your name.
All hail.
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
Cheers, guys.
Yep.
Cheers now.